Uh, okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Fauzi Akbar. I'm from class SKLB. Today I'm going to show you about my practicum on how to accessing a database, create a database, and its content. And today I'm going to show you the practicum. So the first thing that we must do is that we must open the SAM app. After we open the SAM app, we're going to start the MySQL panel. Okay. After we connect to the MySQL panel, what you could do is you could open a command prompt. Okay. After you opening a command prompt, you can start by accessing the what we call the path to the MySQL pin. So what we write is like MySQL C sharp and then XMPP and then MySQL and then bin. What we do here that what we do here is we are accessing the uh, the MySQL databases. Okay, and then after we connect to the MySQL, we're going to connect to the MariaDB. Well, so what we write is MySQL min u root and then p. At this point, we are entering the MariaDB. Since I have no password, what we could do is just click enter. Okay, now we are accessing the MariaDB. According to the test that I got, uh, I must create what we call the uh, the databases that have a certain that have a foreign key and have a primary key. So the first thing that I gonna do is that I'm going to uh, after I make sure that I was uh, opening my SQL and then accessing the MariaDB, the first thing that I do was I'm going to create the new databases. So let me show you the database that I already create before, which is like I already have several databases, but for today practicum, the name of the database is laporan satu. So what we gonna do is we're gonna write create database, and then the name of the database itself, it's self, and this is my student number, which is like 2023 31 192. This is the name of the database that we are going to create, and this is the comment to create a database. And then after that, we already create a new database, which is like laporan 1 2023 31 192. We can show it here. So the previous one doesn't have that database, and I can show you that I finally have a database. Like the database was finally created, the new database. And then after we create the new database, we're going to access the database. You can see like beside the MariaDB writing there is none, which means that we are not using any database yet. So we're gonna write use and then the name of the database that we want to access, which is like the laporan 1 2023 31 192. Don't forget the semicolon. So now we are already accessing the new database that we create. So what should we do now is that we have to create a table. My table, the table that I want to create is a kos-kosan or dormitory in English. So the first is like the table of the pelanggan, or we call it the customer. This table is called table pelanggan. This is the newest, the most recent table. So create table we use in order to create a new table, we must write create table and the name of the table, and then we gonna create the primary key. I use ID pelanggan, and then the type is integer, and then for names I use varchar, for address or alamat I use varchar 255, and for phone number I use varchar also. And then we're going to create another table, since like the task requires me to create three separate table. So the next table is like we're going to create a table called kamar, table transaction. So what we're going to do next is we're going to create a new column, which is we're gonna add a description, add a description, text description in the ID kamar. Okay, in kamar, and then we're gonna add a column, you know, and we're gonna, because we're going to add a description, so we're going to name it description, and then the data type is text. Okay, so what we do here is that we ordering a new, we're going to change the table of kamar, and then we're going to add this description, which is have a data type of text, which is in if we use a real life scenario, we are creating a description for the databases. Okay. Okay, so now we are going to alter the table kamar. So as you can see here, like there is only several field in the kamar, only 4 field. So we're going to alter the table. So what we're going to do is alter table, and then kamar, the name of the table, and then we're going to add a new column, which is the name of the new field is description, and then the data type is text. Okay, so now we are already altering the table kamar. So we're going to see the changes. Describe kamar. Okay, so now there is a description. I already also forget. So we previously we create a transaction, table transaction, atau table transaction or table transaction. So we're going to see the foreign key that was used in the transaction table. So we're going to show you. I'm going to show you. Okay. Wait, something was wrong. Okay, for the last part of the practicum, we're going to delete the transaction table, which is what we're going to do is drop table. We're going to delete the transaction table, drop table, and then we're going to name table transaction, and we're going to delete it. So what happened is after we write the drop table transaction, we delete the table transaction atau table transaction or the table transaction. So I'm going to show you the tables that previously we have table transaction, right? And after we drop the table, so we have no table transaction. So that is the last task that was given. So we altering the table, and then we create a foreign key, and then we altering the table, and then for the last part is we deleting the tables. So I think that's everything that I need to do in this practicum. Oh yeah, I already showed you. Okay, so if you want to see, I can show you the kamar, you know. So this is the kamar. Yeah, this is the kamar, you know, we already edit because we have description. Okay, I think that's everything that I can show you for this practicum. Thank you.